Hey everyone, welcome to another market review. This week we went even higher, trying to reach that golden fib level at 73.29. Got a bit of a rejection on Friday, and I'll talk about that a bit later. But things still look bullish, and we probably go higher from here, and we hit this. I don't see anything bearish. Flow was super fucking bullish. Earnings were very good, even for stuff that dropped. They were generally good, and it was just like a market reaction thing that dropped. But I didn't really see any bad earnings on any big names, and it just looks bullish, man. I don't know what to tell you. So let's take a step back, take a look at the macro stuff as well. We begin with employment. And jobs data has started coming very good. Like all the indicators that have already printed are okay. Like for example, the white one here is continuous claims, and it keeps coming down. This leads unemployment. We get unemployment data next week and NFP data next week, and NFP should come in very good, and unemployment should come in even lower. So that's quite good, and the market is gonna like it. So nothing there aside from the fact that we're not getting any cuts, but like we already know that nothing that serious. On the inflation side, kind of the only thing that doesn't look good. Leading indicators are going up. Inflation data only comes on the 12th, and which is also OPEX week. So my expectation is that everything will be fine next week as well. Maybe we get a pullback during this week, and again, I'll get to that to the pullback part. But first, the timing wise, next week we should be going up as well, and maybe pull back in this week, but it depends, and we shall see. Then we go back to our other stuff, to our normal stuff. The strange thing that has been happening lately is yields have gone up. It hasn't faced the market at all. We have we have bullish formations across the board, basically, like this kind of a cup and handle in the making, and it will blow up most likely when the inflation comes in hot. If it does come in hot, maybe it gets suppressed somehow as well. So kind of like this, and then it goes another leg up and goes higher. 10-year same kind of build out, 30 years same kind of build out. Even the 2-year is going up, and we had this long time ghost print from here that may be getting hit soon. But the strange part was like DXY was going down with it as well, and uh, basically, in my opinion, dollar suppression is what is driving the market up, and most likely it's not going to stop. It's strange, but I don't know, somehow it works. And for DXY, for the long term, we have this broadening formation here, which is it is a bottoming pattern in this case, in my opinion. But we probably go all the way to the bottom here at 95 and do maybe a fake out, like go to 94ish or something, before we round trip and go to the upper side and maybe attempt breakout here as well. But basically, as long as the dollar is suppressed, it's it's bullish equities because everything depends on the dollar being weak, basically. Like my theory when before we got this oil blow up was because oil will blow up, it will create demand for dollars, and USD would go up as well. But apparently this isn't happening. And I think you've seen in the news stuff like UAE requesting a swap line with the bank. What I think is happening and how this dollar suppression works is basically anyone that wants dollars, the US is providing them through swap lines. So they're not going into the open market to buy it. It's just a central bank swap, which doesn't affect the market. So the demand for dollars that has been created through higher oil prices is being mitigated or is being suppressed by the fact that stuff is being done through swap lines. We also had JPI intervention, but as well like this is working against the dollar, and most likely we will get another leg down. So that's why I think dollar is going down lower. and basically that's a headwind for equities. No, not headwind, backwind, and they will go in a higher. So when this bull market finally ends uh, at some point in the future, I think the dollar wrecking ball is going to come back. That is going to be the thing that breaks the bull market and takes us into a bear market when the time comes. I don't know. It may be 6 months. It may be 2 years. I have no idea. We'll see how things develop over time. And in the meantime, like the fact that yields are going up, this will also put upwards pressure on the dollar because again they're trying to suppress it, but eventually they yields will be so high potentially that high yields will automatically create demand for dollars because the best interest. So they will lessen demand for other currencies and they will create demand for dollars. But again, this is for longer term. I got into it just as an idea for now. And we move forward to other stuff. Now let's look at mega caps as well and see what they look like to get an idea of potentially going higher. So Tesla looking pretty good here, closed above the 55 EMA, closed above the ribbon. Maybe has the potential to go a bit higher here. I don't know, but it's not looking bad. It's looking okay. Then we have Apple, all-time high breakout, got faded a bit on Friday, but flow was super fucking bullish, and it should go higher from here as well. Microsoft, despite of the drop on good earnings, is recovering a bit, and I wanted to compare it to Meta because something needs to happen before it, it goes down, and that thing is retesting at 200 MA here in orange. We can see how Meta did it, but Microsoft hasn't done it yet. So I think before getting like a, if let's say assume that Microsoft gets rejected and goes lower at some point, I don't think it does that before going to the 200 MA. So I'm still bullish on Microsoft, and I think it goes higher. Eventually goes like to 460, 450, 450, 460 before getting rejected if it gets rejected later. But I don't think so. Earnings were okay. Nothing really worrying there. Meta uh, also looking okay, like it dumped on earnings, but it's not very concerning what's happening. We're holding this 600 area, try to go down and reject it, and hasn't had an impulsive follow-up afterwards. Second day volume was much lower as well. So not really worrying. It has bullish long-term flow as well. So I think this holds and it will go back to the 200 MA and maybe afterwards, if it gets rejected again, goes back to this area here. It will be technically speaking a lower high. So something like this, let's say. And maybe like this goes up again and maybe this, and if it were to reject here again, that will be worrying, but again we will see when we get there. Nvidia has been an unpleasant surprise, but uh, nothing really worrying here as well. You see this cluster of moving averages here that will become support like in the 185 190 area if it were to go lower. It's just a retest of the 21 EMA, which is okay to buy. I told you guys I went long this one, and seems very strange for semis to go up without Nvidia. Uh, Nonsensical even, and this should be going up and breaking out maybe from earnings, maybe earlier. I don't know. Google all-time high breakout from earnings, looking okay. Amazon all-time high breakout from earnings, looking okay. Netflix not looking that okay with this rejection from the 21 EMA, but whatever, is not that important. Broadcom, uh, mega run, but still has more room to run to go higher, like to this broadening formation trend line thing to 480-ish. Palantir doesn't matter. Crypto has been going up, and MicroStrategy agrees as well. Oil probably lower, TSM higher, and that's kind of it. Oracle doesn't matter. So that's kind of the big picture of things. So we have how many of the bullish, bullish, bullish? Let's say just not bearish. Let's say not bearish, bullish, bullish, and that's kind of it for now. So we have one, two, three, four, five bullish ones, and two neutral ones, let's say. So I don't think the market drops without mega caps. Uh, this being said, the thing that is worrying about the market is basically SMH. It has this huge run from names like AMD, like Broadcom. They look fucking crazy. Still getting bullish flow. Some of them, maybe stuff like MU is not getting that much bullish stuff, but even these names look bonkers. But let's look at SMH again. We care about this one, and it's very overextended. It's like a huge run and very overextended over the 21 EMA. Whenever we get this type of moves, we usually tend to get a pullback to the 21 EMA. The question is whether or not the market follows, because we could get, let's say SMH corrects, and it's a bullish correct. It's not a bearish one. It's just like a mean revert, and then it goes higher. This is likely what's going to happen. So if this were to happen, the question is, will the market rotate in something else, which I think is the likely scenario, or it pulls back with semis and little or limited correction, and we get like a 3 to 5% pullback in the market. I'm kind of thinking we get rotation. So even if SMH does something like this, and the correction point is a 21 EMA, which is a deep buy as well. So let's say this continues going up, like 485 before going higher. Uh, Market most likely, meaning SPY, most likely goes sideways. It doesn't go down. So that's why the scenario I see for, I'll do it on US 500, is that we actually go higher. And that would be something like this. I'll do it on here. On the hourly. So we had the broader information, we went up, pull back, this other broader information, and now we're retesting the breakout point, which I think will hold. I think we go higher next week on Monday, and basically we go up, we hit this golden fib, and here we maybe consolidate in this range for a while longer. Like think of this like I'll just draw a potential thing that is developing, and this would be the bottom of it. So this is the breakout point, the bottom of it, and we go higher, and then we start swinging in this area, basically consolidating a bit. And this is consolidation before the final move higher to the 6700 area that is likely to be uh, at least the short-term top before potentially even higher, or I don't know, we'll see. So this is kind of how I see this playing out. Obviously, I could be wrong, and consolidation could be smaller. This is quite a big range, relatively speaking. Not that much, 1.7. So this is quite normal. So I say this is fine. So basically, we go higher, we hit our target, short-term target. Then we get into CPI week and OPEX week, and then the window of weakness begins, and we could potentially go sideways until in these windows here, but until end of month. And this would be healthy, not anything to be concerned about. We'll see what other things happen. Another reason why I think we continue going higher is because we have the upcoming US-China meeting, which is going to be somewhere around here, like 14th to 15th. And because China has an interest in what's happening in Iran, I don't think the US will want to jeopardize the meeting again, and most likely we will not get escalation within this time frame. So we are here. We have a 2-week window in which escalation is quite unlikely. Obviously, words can be thrown around, and the market can interpret them the way it thinks, but actual actions based on whatever the fuck Trump threatens is unlikely until he meets with Xi. So this 2-week window is probably a bullish one, and until CPI comes in and breaks the party, or I don't know, something else bad happens, I don't see any threat of pulling back. Now I'll go back to SMH a bit to showcase what I was talking about the pullback, and we'll look at other scenario in which the market becomes very overextended and has a very sustained type of rally. And for example here, uh, very overextended, we kind of went sideways pullback. Where did we hold? The 21 EMA. Uh, and I'm looking for bull phases like this as well. This is very similar to what we have now. And it happened twice. So basically this leg up and then we went to the 21 EMA slightly higher here. But on this other blow off move, we went all the way here. And what I wanted to show is just the pattern of how this tends to plays out. And the pullback is quite sharp. It's like 8-10% when it does happen because the overextend is very large. This was 8.5%. And also the way it tends to do like a double top. So when we get hyper overextension and we get a pullback, we always buy the first dip because let's assume this is the first dip. So we had the first one. This was 6%. We buy this one always. We go higher. We buy this one maybe. Uh, but if it fails to make new highs afterwards, like for example this candle here, it tends to be a double top, and we potentially go even lower. And this has happened multiple times in the past. Like for example, even here, this was, let's see, also on the 21 EMA, 9%, almost 10%. And when it failed to make new highs, and then it crossed below the 21 EMA, pain insured. And I won't show too many of these because they're kind of enough to make the point. Even this one here, like semis went higher. It was in a bear market. We went to the 44 EMA, but we, on a closing basis, basically closed at the 21 EMA. This was 7%. We went higher. We couldn't make new highs. We went below the 21 EMA later, and then new leg down. Bull phases here, not good one, not good one. Even something like this, like bounced, 6% pullback, 21 EMA, 21 EMA here, and then it failed and went below it, and that closing below it is the trigger to tell you to go bearish for the SMH. Same like mega run. When it pulls back generally more. What we want to see, like I said, it's the 21 EMA first. So how I think it will play out is something like this. Let's say we go even higher because I said we have a 2-week window. So strangely enough, this will accelerate. We still have AMD earnings next week. We have some other stuff as well. So this will accelerate. This will go probably like this. I didn't draw it steep enough. Like this, and then it drops. How big a drop would this be? 10%. So question is, how much will the market correct when this happens? In my opinion, it won't. It would be less than SMH, and this is a viable dip as well because they will bounce strongly, but that's kind of it. So the only question right now is, when will this happen for SMH? Like I said, we have another week in which I don't think it's going to happen. This week here, when we get CPI data and Trump Sig meeting and whatever else may happen, is when I think the window of weakness will be. Until then, expectation is that we will go higher to 7,300, maybe start consolidating in this area. And the way I drew it here is only a scenario, like it can be higher, like for example we go something like this, but we should be seeing some sideways consolidation going into this. And when SMH goes full retard here, uh, full bull retard, it's going to suck up liquidity. So I would expect something like what we saw on Friday, with a lot of red in here and just a lot of green for semis, basically. Yeah, okay, so that's it for now. Have a good one.